Just don't pack it. Hey cruisers, this is Timothy at Seymour Venture Travel, and before you zip up that suitcase and head to the port, let's talk about something that could save you a lot of hassle. The things you're not allowed to bring on a cruise ship. Some of these are obvious, but others you might be surprised. These are things that can delay or possibly even prevent your boarding. Stick around to the end for some of the weirdest and funniest items that people have actually tried to pack. And before we start unpacking the list, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification button to follow us for more travel content. First up, firearms and ammunition. While it's obvious you will not be permitted to bring a gun on board, it may come as a surprise that this is extended to ammunition as well, and could even include discharge casings. Port security has dogs and other methods to identify items that may pose a security or safety threat to the boat and passengers. So even a bullet casing or shotgun shell could be found and cause problems for you. If you're a hunting or target range enthusiast, double check your bags and pockets for anything you pack to ensure you don't inadvertently violate this. Weapons of any kind. This would include pocket knives, pepper spray, and martial arts gear. Please leave the throwing stars and nunchucks at home. Also, like the casing shells we just talked about, pepper spray is a category that you might not think about, and it will create problems for you at the boarding if you forget. Knives have some special exceptions. Most cruise lines allow blades that are shorter than 2 inches, and if you scuba dive like us, many cruise lines will allow dive knives. However, the dive knives need to be declared and left with the ship's security while on board. You will check it out of security when in port for your dive and excursions and at the end of your cruise. Illegal drugs and other substances. I get it. You live in a state where it's legal or you're permitted to have it under state law with a prescription. However, cruise lines are obligated to enforce federal law, and those little gummies you have are not permitted and can get you arrested and kicked off the boat. If you do partake, thoroughly check your clothes and luggage to make sure you're not accidentally packing something that would ruin your entire trip. Explosives, fireworks, or flammable liquids. There's a lot of items that will fall under this category. It goes beyond just the obvious things like gasoline and bottle rockets and hand grenades. Yeah, we have a hand grenade story. It would include things such as gas lanterns, tiki torches, large gas torches, and even small fireworks. Sorry, no sparklers for your balcony selfies. This is beyond the obvious risk of having something explode on board. Fire is one of the biggest safety risks for a boat, so preventing a fire is a top priority for the crew. Fire hazards you might not think about. Since preventing fire is so important, many common household items are also banned. Irons, steamers, hot plates, coffee makers, rice cookers, electric blankets and heating pads, candles and incense all make the banned list on most cruise lines. Basically, if it heats up or has an open flame, leave it at home. There are some exceptions to this general rule, such as a curling iron, but if it heats up, be sure to check with your cruise line before packing it. This rule can also apply to extension cords and surge protectors as well. Because of the unique electrical circuitry on cruise ships, certain types of extension cords and surge protectors can actually cause a fire. Restricted liquids and drinks. Most cruise lines are very strict about alcohol. While some allow you to bring wine or champagne, typically limited to 2 750 milliliter bottles per cabin, hard liquor and beer are usually not allowed to be brought on board. Many will also ban bottles of water to prevent people from sneaking prohibited beverages on board that way. Also, rules about soda vary, so check your cruise line's policy before you go and stock up at Costco. Certain electronics and drones. Drones are becoming very common, but most cruise lines, if not all, ban them from being flown on board, and some even restrict them at all. Also, hoverboards, electric scooters, and segways are off limits. You can bring an accessibility scooter if you need it, but be sure to communicate this to the cruise line so they're ready to accommodate you. A new electronic item that's showing up on this list is personal speakers. The problem is that people have been using their Bluetooth speakers on pool deck or other public places, which can be disruptive to the general vibe the cruise ship is trying to maintain, as well as annoying to fellow passengers. There have also been incidences of use on balconies so that neighbors are disrupted from their peaceful enjoyment of their space. This is a new item, so it will vary wildly between the cruise lines. But if you are allowed to bring it, please be courteous. Another new item is remote security cameras. You may want to keep an eye on your stuff in your cabin, but while you are away, but the concern is that some people may use such devices to spy on other passengers, so many cruise lines have banned them already. The weird and the funny ones. Now for the fun part. No matter how weird it is, if there's a rule, there's a story. So some of the strangest things people have tried to bring on cruises and why they're not allowed. Handcuffs. I don't even want to speculate about what happened to inspire this prohibition. Household appliances. Someone once actually tried to bring a washing machine on board. Inflatable kiddie pools. I guess I just didn't want to share the pool time with 3,000 other guests on board. Fishing poles. No, you're not allowed to fish off the side of the ship, even though, admit it, it's tempting. Amateur radios and satellite communication equipment. The cruise lines want to handle communications themselves. Thank you very much. A popular YouTuber was caught with a Starlink dish on his balcony. Large pool inflatables. Your oversized flamingo float might look great on Instagram, but on the pool deck at open sea, it's a hazard. Share the comments of totally bizarre things that you have seen brought on a cruise ship, and we'll share our hand grenade story there as well. Also, for what to pack on your next cruise, check out this video and like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. Remember, nothing adventured, nothing gained.